in this hour, it's time for Mjadala. As we do every single day, this is that hour where we discuss things that are affecting us, and see and try and come up with solutions, hear what the streets is thinking, and then of course bring it out with facts. So remember, you can call me up right now, 0719012700, but don't call before I tell you what the topic is, okay? So today, I know last Monday I came here, I told guys from Jadala we're going to talk about fake news, and I asked you, can you be able to identify fake news out there? And we had a whole hour about this, and I've had to do this again. Over the weekend, I realized that there's so many things that are happening aside from Corona that is causing so much more damage on Corona that I thought it's important we have this conversation again. So our topic for this hour is, we live in infodemic times. Now, what is infodemic? It comes from like pandemic, like info diseases. Like there's such an influx of information that it's become toxic. And that's what we're calling infodemic. So we are living in infodemic times. One of the biggest problems facing the world right now in the fight against Corona is fake news. It's such a problem that the World Health Organization has coined it infodemic. We live in infodemic times. Last week, we had a whole show about this. My people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. That's Hosea 4:6. In this age of information, how do you tell what's real and what's fake? Okay, how harmful is fake news? What part do you think you're playing in these fake news times? When I come back, we're going to start looking at what is fake news causing, what damage is fake news causing out there. Do not touch that dial, keep it right here. This is Morning Vybez.
Have a reggae morning on Vybez Radio.
And that's Joe Marsamale with Hurting Inside, bringing us to 10 minutes past 7 a.m. And, I have a motto about kusikia uchungu. You know, my friends know that me, I'm not the kind to suffer in silence. I am not the kind to suffer in silence. I have to find someone and tell them, yo, I'm hurting inside. And I think it's so important that this is why I love reggae music. This is why I love reggae music, because with reggae music, there's always someone talking about something that you're currently going through. And there's a lot of people out there who are hurting inside. And they're just, wamenyamaza tu. Yeah, so let's be our brother's keepers. Kuna wale wananyamazanga. Lakini kama mimi, you don't have to check up on me. Mi nikisikia things zinani hurt. Ai, lazima niambie msee. I don't know how to suffer in silence. I did that and I realized Mazun is a daddy. You know what I mean? So if you're the kind who's just umeshikilia uchungu, please let somebody know. Don't suffer in silence. 11 minutes past 7 a.m. That was a nice detour from the song. I want to shout out Lorette, who's tuned in right now. She says, just tuned in. Now, Lorette last week told me that ofisi ilikuwa imefungwa, so she was working from home. And today, this lovely Monday, she's tweeting at me and she's saying, just tuned in, was recalled back to work just when I was getting comfortable. So on my way to build a nation. And then she shouts out an ROG Sako Matatu. And actually, she shouts out the ROG Sako. ROG ni ya wapi? Ni ya Rongai? I'm just going to assume it's Rongai. Rongai, the OG circle, for not hiking their fares and tuned in to Vybez Radio. And she puts the number plate there. I want to shout out this Matatu, KCC 557M. Fadili, shout out to you, man. You guys are keeping it Vybez Radio. Shout out to you, Lorette. And keep yourself safe. Hata kama unaenda wax maze, make sure unapatia safe distance. Now, let's get into Mjadala for today. Can you be able to identify fake news? We had this conversation last week, and I'd love to hear from you, especially. So call me up right now, 0719012700. How do you know that what you're reading is fake news? Because in these times of fake news, guys, did you know that fake news kills? I've just told you a story in the previous hour in Iran, where a guy came up with a fake remedy. Okay? Keep in mind, in this day of, when the rest of us are worried, oh, Corona inatufikia, maze, Corona inatuua, inakuja, we have to stay in the house. There's a guy there who's just like, guy, nezaje tengeneza hii news ya Corona? Sijui niambie watu nini mapera ukikula mapera 3 maze Corona inaishia. Alafu hapo ataweka, alafu aseme quoted by doctor of Ministry of Health, sijui Mutaikagwa said watu wakule mapera. Upatie estate yenu hapo, the whole village watu wanakula mapera. Kumbe Nikifala kingine hapo kilikuwa na nini stock ya mapera. Sasa inashangaa. How do I sell this mapera? So wacha nidanganye wasi. And you all fall for it. I want you to note something. Fake news is not if you believe fake news, it doesn't mean that you're dumb. It's just these people who are creating fake news are becoming more high-tech. So we have to start elevating our thoughts. Now, I know I talked about this last week, but there's some more info I have for you. So the first, this particular link, I want to talk about who am I hurting? When I post or I share this fake news, who am I hurting? I just told you, in Iran, 300 people died from fake remedies. Changa! Yeah, Iran. So they drank methanol that was like pure methanol. And so 300 people died. Now, there's reports that the number could be higher. There's 1,000 people who are injured from drinking this drink. 300 died on the spot. And how they put the news out, listen to this. This is a Facebook forward that was going around on social media, on WhatsApp. They were saying, a British school teacher and others have cured themselves from coronavirus with whiskey and honey. This was on a tabloid. Unajua hizi magazine tu unaona online, unaona sijui a blog has said something and then you believe it and it's fake. So what ended up happening? Hii story ilisambazwa. The aunties and the WhatsApp groups, yani mtu anaingia hapo kwa WhatsApp group, yani wanashare hii message that if you drink high proof alcohol, that's methanol, it will kill the virus in your body. This was the story. And so people around Iran, keep in mind Iran is one of the hardest hit countries with corona. People now are desperate. They took this thing and 300 people died. This isn't the last number. This isn't the first number I've talked about. Last week I told you about another 50 people died from this same thing. This is what fake news does. So the world right now is scared about corona. But there are people who are out there just concocting stories, to be relevant or just they're evil. Conspiracies are there for likes and to create mistrust. Ask yourself, anytime you see a remedy there, tisijui put one spoon, put this spoon, put that spoon, wejulize na swali ya kwanza. If this cure is so dope, why isn't the Ministry of Health telling us to do this? Why? Number 2, wewe unafanya kazi gani? Are you World Health Organization? Who? Because this person has decided that you are the best person that should know about this information. Wewe tu, kwani wewe ni special aje?
Catch the vibes on air and online.
Yeah, man, that's Kez Namdi featuring Chronics with Victory. I love that song. And Asema Saleh, when you're winning, it's a sweet story. But when you're losing, the war is bitter. It's normal. You're a human being. Don't be too tough on yourself. Shout out to everybody coming through on #VibesMVP. And of course on Facebook, Vibes Radio KE. Kinyozi, anasema Goteka sana presenter wangu. Tuned from Mombasa, Asante sana. Mwangi Mwaibaki, anasema tuned. Albert Mboro, anasema Kirinyaga County, well represented. Na naambia simu iko open, say waweza nipigia simu 0719012700 tuajadiliana. We umeangalia fake news on the internet, ni gani umeona? Ni fake story gani umeona hapo on the internet paka umesema hii lazima ikuwe fake news? Nipigie simu sai 0719012700. Brighton Mwenda anasema good morning vibes, Chuka locked. Thanks to the Most High for a start of good week. Shout out to my girl Velo and play for her some skylarking. Hey. Okay, so she can skylark the day. Okay, I see that. George GGKE anasema greetings people. George locked in from Nyeri. Timothy Youngster says good morning. I'd liking the vibes, locked in as usual. And keep them tweets coming in. If you've got something you want to say it now or forever hold your peace. Nipigie simu sai 0719012700. What fake news have you seen out there? Especially this weekend. Kuna stories zingine unaona paka unasema wewe acha kunipima akili wewe. Bro. Hello, good morning bro.
Hello, ni aje?
Mimi niko fit manzi. Uko poa?
Mimi sana wewe.
Weekend ilikuwa poa?
Weekend ilikuwa tu poa, nimejilock huku hivi na usafi. Ndio mimi niko kahasa tu hivi na huko Moshada, lakini ni maji tu.
I hope you're keeping safe though.
Keep safe ndo lazima.
Sasa Brayo, ni story gani hapo fake umeona this weekend yenye ungetaka?
Mimi sijaona story yote fake, lakini naweza ambia watu waache kuspread hizo maneno, si poa.
Fake news.
hadi kuna wazee nimeona wanasema ati ganja
ni kiwa
ila, lakini wazee wakae rada basi, hakuna chain bana, mtu atumie yake.
Brayo, ebu rudi job. Thank you so much. Hakuna chain.
Hakuna chain, mtu atumie yake peke yake bana.
Alright, thank you so much Brayo. Sitaki kufungiwa station wewe. Brayo there amesema amepitisha ujumbe. Mwenye akona masikio asikia, hakuna chain. Dante.
Ni aje Kwambox?
Mimi niko fiti, habari ya Karatina?
Iko shwari.
Haya. Wasemaje leo? Fake news gani umeona?
Mimi tunaona watu wa China watu wanatuuzia nyama zenye watu wa corona wamekufa wanapack.
What?
Watu wanatuletea Africa.
Wow. Dante.
Yeah.
Do you believe that story?
Hapana, siwezi itikia. Hata naweza chito kwani gava inafanya kazi gani kwa airport, kwa ports hivi?
Dante, hiyo story hata doesn't it sound ridiculous?
Mbaya sana.
Maze. Unajua, right now people are just taking advantage. Thank you so much for sharing that story. Yeah. That's Dante from Karatina. Ati wa Chinese wanatuletea nini? Guys, you gotta stop this, man. Hizi ma fake news ndio zinatuumiza. Nipigie simu sahi. Niambie ni story gani umesikia ambayo yani imekufanya mpaka unajiuliza, hii story ni kweli ama ni uongo? Nipigie simu sahi. I will help you debunk that because we gotta start getting to that point where we refuse fake news. We refuse people who are sharing with us fake news. We call them out. Hello. Nipigie simu sahi. Mike.
Mama.
Good morning. How you doing?
Fine. Okay.
Ngong kunaendaje?
Well, there's a pastor who defied the curfew, the mass gathering jana, and in the middle of the sermon, police raided the church and they were arrested and taken to Ngong police station.
Wow. Huyo pastor pia hata yeye anafaa kuacha mchezo mzee. But Mike, what fake stories have you heard there? Ni story gani watu wanasambaza or you've seen on the internet that you're just like, this has got to be fake?
At the end of the time, that God is punishing us because of our sins.
Okay. Mike, you know that one. We know you can't really argue with that one, but it's fake news for sure.
It's fake news.
Okay. What would you like to tell people about fake news?
To listen to the radio, get updates from the government and reliable sources.
All right.
Yeah. And listen to Kwambox.
Thank you so much, Mike. Have a great day. Jua imewaka huko Ngong, si ndio?
Imewaka. Play for me, Lucky Dube.
All right.
Prisoner.
I will see what I can do about that. Thank you so much, Mike. That's Mike from Ngong. Umesikia venye amesema, do not allow people to share with you fake news. Come on now. Hello. Habari ya asubuhi. Itabidi uzime radio, my brother.
Fit.
Aya. Okay. Nimekwambia nini juu ya machali? Chali wenyewe nimemwambia zime radio, amezima nini? Amezima simu.
Catch the vibes on air and online.
Tyrus Riley with 1, 2, 3. I love you. And this one goes out to all my MVPs this morning. Hey! I love you guys. If it wasn't for you, there's absolutely no reason why I should be in clothes. Ningekuwa sasa na mapajama na chapa laps kwa nyumba. But here's what's happening. So this particular song came out in 2014. It was part of the album Love Situation, and it's actually the second song on the album. I discovered this song like a month ago, and I'm so in love with it. Then I went to check the whole album and I realized, whoa, there's a lot of other songs I like in that album, including One Drop, the remix. If you know One Drop, you know Tyrus aliimba na kila kitu yenye konayo. Aliimba paka tukasikia paka kwa esophagus. Unajua sasa unasikia ngoma kwa esophagus. Turn to your neighbor and ask him esophagus iko wapi. 28 minutes to 8 a.m. And a big shout out to everybody who's tuned in right now. I will come back and give you your traffic update. And you'll pate kujua which roads have traffic, which ones don't. And that one goes out to all those people who are still on the move, going to work, including Lorette. Now, in this hour kwa mjadala tunaongea juu ya fake news. Can you spot fake news? Ama weni wale tu, umesikia Iran sasa wanafukuza kila mtu wamesema hataki mtu kwa country ya watu Iranians wameambiwa watoke. So wanafunga boat. Kila mtu ameambiwa tu atoke. That story already. sounds ridiculous. But kuna wengine wenu mtaona story kama hiyo, the first thing, you just share it. You forward it to someone and you don't know the impact of fake news. Now, what do we know about fake news? The World Health Organization, you'd think that the issue with the current COVID-19 pandemic is maybe, lack of resources, maybe no cure, vaccination. But one of the biggest challenges is fake news. Fake news. For example, Iran is currently battling big time with the disease. Yani, they're trying what they can do to reduce the numbers. But while they're dealing with that, they're also dealing with the fact that people are doing home remedies. How is this information being spread? On social media. Yani mko hapo tu kwa manyumba kwa WhatsApp unasikia nini? Watu wamesema ati hiki kitu hand sanitizer ati hata usinawe nayo maze kunywa. Hiki kitu hizo germs zote zenye ziko kwa mwili maze zina dead. Alafu ingine kikama maze inakunusa nasema mimi sipendangi sanitizer. So haitakukujia. What kind of nonsense is that? This, you'd think that mtu akikwambia kitu kama hiyo, you'd just be like, hiyo inakaa fake. No! In desperate times, people choose to be desperate. And then there are people who will prey on your desperateness. And that's what we're seeing. And that's why we're having this conversation. Can you spot the fake news out there? Because we need to stop this disease and we all need to play our part. Aside from staying at home, you need to abstain from sharing fake news. Now, Lorette comes through and says, I spot fake news from miles away. You start telling me something and start with, I had. I switch off. So over the weekend, an aunt called me at 5 a.m. at Kunywa at 5 a.m. Before sunrise. Ati kunywa black tea before sunrise. It prevents coronavirus. If you knew my aunt, she's Seventh Day Adventist and doesn't take tea, shaking my head. So you can hear, hata mtu mwenye akunywangi chai, say antika kunywa chai, majani chai, ndio ati protect from corona. Guys, you gotta be serious, man. This is fake. Fake news is everywhere and it's amongst us. In fact, there's probably more fake news than real news when it comes to corona. So you really, really, really need to be discerning. Now, big question. I was thinking over the weekend, just the same way there are pastors taking advantage of their flock, remember Pastor Mbora anaambiwa sema ze kula sijui kunywa doom, sijui kula nyasi, so that you can wash your sins away. Question is, where are all those pastors when the world needs miracles? Nataka unipigie simu saa 0719012700. The next thing we're going to talk about is, how does this fake news find legitimacy? Because you're asking, okay, Kwambox, seti nataka kushare kitu, lakini si mimi nimefanya hiki kitu iko legitimate. Mimi nimepata on the internet waseka fifth uliona nani ule msemo nyuko ngana verified account aliposti kitu, then it must be true. And that's how they find legitimacy. Okay, once someone you trust holds this opinion or holds an opinion to be true, chances are you will believe it even without verifying. Think about it. You'll see some influencer that you like that last time gave you information about corruption, which was true. They broke the news. Then even in this time of corona, if they're posting that at Isidri, if you fold your hand into a fist, you won't get corona, then it must be true. But that's how fake news finds legitimacy. You need to verify the information for yourself. You really need to. Ukiona storo hapo, ati sijui nini, don't share it ati just because niliona Kwambox alikuwa ameipost. Na Kwambox anakuanga journalist. So hiyo inafaa kuwa true. No. In the day of corona and fake news, guys are not even verifying the information that they're posting. So what you end up seeing is you're forwarding something that you saw Kwambox. So you're saying, by the power Kwambox posted it, then it must be true. No. I urge you, don't share something just because you saw me sharing it. Verify it first. Another way, I want to remind you, influencers are not geniuses. Okay? They're not. Just because I was right today doesn't mean I'm right every day, especially with my opinions. Okay? So don't just share what I've shared because Kwambox anakuanga msame sharp. Yeah, mimi kuanga msame sharp. Lakini si saa zote. Okay? So you have to verify for yourself. Imagine in the time of corona, because of fake news, there are people within Africa that aren't taking it seriously because of the fake news out there. For example, there are people who are looking at herbal cures. I'm sure you've probably had. Lorette has just shared with us, her aunt asking her to drink chai, black tea, before sunrise. Okay, who came up with this thing? I mean, who came up with this thing? It just sounds as dumb. It sounds so dumb even before I could share it with you. It just sounds like something that's fake. Think about it. How does tea and sunrise, what do the two things have to do with each other? Okay? Another one. Why it's so important to verify the information for yourself, especially if you've seen it with someone who you seem to trust. You remember Carrie Hilson last week? Or you don't? Carrie Hilson mazee alikuwa ameanza story. Ati 5G internet ndio inafanya wase wakwe wasik. Akachomwa theory hapo, because this is a conspiracy theory that has been making the rounds on the internet. It's been there even before Corona. It started, I think, sometime last year, 2019, like early last year, when people started talking about 5G. So conspiracy theorists started saying that 5G will hurt us, it will make us sick. And so now with Corona, of course, they're finding a foot to stand on. And so Kailson Mazeli on a story, you can imagine in a space of desperateness. You're seeing people dying, there's nothing you can do about it. And then you see information like this, trust me, you're going to believe it. And she fell for it. But she's not the only one. Guys, Queenie Frika on the weekend alipost kitu ingine uko ilibidi manze ni mtweet ni mwambie, girl, mi nakupenda, stay far away from your phone. Because what you're sharing is you're confusing people more than you're educating them. It is easy for you to believe information, especially if it's from someone you trust. Don't trust anyone. This is me telling you, in the day of Corona and fake news, trust no one. The only person you should trust is yourself. I'll come back and explain.
Catch the vibes on air and online.
Now, of course, in this hour, tuko mjadala time mazee na ku-advise juu ya fake news. And what I'm saying in this hour is that, guys, fake news kills. You just had a story about Iran where 300 people died and 1,000 more injured from taking home remedy, changa, Iran, methanol, which is foolproof. They were told that if they drink this, that corona will not infect them. Now, keep in mind, Iran is one of those countries that's really dealing like they're in the eye of the storm of corona. And you can understand that maybe if you're an Iranian, you're probably scared. You're probably in fear. Am I next? You're seeing people dying around you, being buried without even, you can't even go to the funeral. It's crazy. And so when you think about it, that death is around, it's just lingering around, and someone tells you that here is a cure, this is how you can protect yourself from this disease, you can fall for it. And that's what we're having this conversation. Do not share fake news if you haven't verified this, because fake news kills. Remember, you can use the hashtag VibesMVP. I've just taken a break from telling you, do not trust anyone, because after I've told you this information, fake news kills. This is how it works. This is how fake news gets its legitimacy. And I've shared with you that saa zingine unaona ule mse mwenye una like mwenye ukwanga verified. Mse mwenye ukwanga tuna udaku zote za Facebook, za Twitter, za WhatsApp. Anakanikaye ujua. Iyo wanzanga tuna, I had bedhe umesikia story. So you always believe this person because they seem to anakuambia bedhe mimi unajua niko na beshte anafanya huko kwa Ministry of Health. Asa wanatudanganya mazee. Mimi wacha nikwambie mimi ile ukweli yenye nimeona cheki. Angalia. And you end up believing that. And that could cost you your life, and it actually hampers the progress that Ministry of Health is doing, trying to communicate to the people. Imagine say wanasema naweni, alafu msewa hapa nakwambia cheki, hii idea kuna wanao sana, una kilio jams, una mekio jami kwa resistant. Unafaa tu kuacha jams zikae kwa mkono paka izoe ijue nani ndio boss. Unanielewa? Ndio hiyo corona ijue. So imagine someone is out here trying to save your life, and someone is out there trying to concoct stories for you. So what I'm urging you, najua MVP mnanisikiza from every part of this nation. I know some of you have been listening to me from every part of this continent. Avoid fake news. And even if it doesn't affect you, please don't share it, because there's someone else who's vulnerable, who's desperate, who just needs an answer, wants to protect their life. This is the closest they've come to facing death. And they're like, I'm not dying. I need a solution. So do not be that person that spreads fake news that ends up killing someone. Let's go to why you should not trust anyone. Because in this day of fake news, always trust me, say you can trust no one. Trust no one. Use your eye and be discerning. How can you be discerning? Simple. 1, don't thrive on headlines, okay? Headlines, as journalists or vloggers and bloggers out there, know that they want you to look at their news and not the other person's news. They're doing it for the hits. They want you to go onto their website so that they can get more traffic, so that they can get more advertisements, money, cash. So, of course, they won't put us to a headline there yenye itakubo. Wataweka headline ingine huko yenye itakukaa tukiona tu hivi unasema what? And the headline alone carries the whole story. So wewe hata you don't even open the story. You've just seen the headline, which could be misleading. It's called clickbait. So umeona headline hapo unasema corona cure. You know? Wewe umeona tu corona cure umesema, "Wow, unaona hata corona already kuna cure." Hapo stato. What you don't know ni kulikuwa na umse alikuwa anasema there is no corona cure. So stop thriving on headlines. When you see a headline that's so shocking, that's so interesting, please read further. Open the content and read. But if it's just a screenshot of a headline, Apple weka asterisk, revisit later, because that story is probably fake. Number 2, sense to who, okay? When you're asking, does this make sense? When you're digging deeper, right? Ask yourself, does this make sense? Ikitu inasema, ati changa inaweza cure corona. Ikitu ina make sense, aje, okay? And then, if it's making sense, unajua inaweza make sense kwa beshte yako hapa atakwambia, weka no juice au chemistry, maze hata no ukichukua, maze ina clean surfaces, maze check hata sanitizer na tengenezwa na alcohol. So alcohol iko na, so inaweza make sense kwake. Lakini, is it actual sense? So, how do you confirm that it's actual sense? First, verify the source, okay? Is it a professional who is giving this information? Has this professional been quoted? Okay? Iyo article, wamesema, a scientist. Have they written the name of the scientist? Have they said the university this scientist teaches at? Isikuwa tu professor. Professor ni wengi. Maze mimi niko na best anaitwa professor. Umse hata hajakanyaga university. Unaniget? So guys, hata najua best anaitwa doc. Umse hajai kanyaga medical school. Unaniget? So while they are quoting, right? Ask yourself, is this professional, has he been quoted? Amekubali yeye ndo alisema hizi vitu. Another thing, so you have to put these things together. They don't work separately, okay? So another thing, after you've seen, okay, the professional. You know sites can lie. Neza fungua site hapa inaitwa kwamboxingallday.com. Nimerun hapo story. Corona, there's a corona cure. Bananas cure corona. Maze nimetoka Kisii. Of course bananas cure corona. But you have to ask yourself, is this site a legit site, a legitimate site? And how do you know a legitimate site? You know those sites that we trust. The CNNs, the BBCs of this world, the SDE, standard medias of this world. Companies that are not just trying to break the news, but they're trying to get information so that they can educate you. Keep in mind, blogs are just trying to headline, breaking news, ndio pate story hapo, so they can be the first one, so you can click on their site. They don't verify. Nobody's asking them to verify anything. But sites that are legitimate are held accountable because of their journalistic background. So they must do verification. So ask yourself, ini site gani? Ukiangalia story, me usually I do this for myself. When I see a headline and I'm like, what? Tiaga has 3 legs. Yo, I go onto Google and search 3-legged man. And I see how many websites have run this story. Because it's so ridiculous. It's a sweet story. Why isn't every site running it? Then you start to see, nizi fake. So it must be mse alipika story. Chances are it's not real. And then, if it's too crazy, chances are it's made up. Okay? That's, I think, one of the things that you need to go home with. If the story sounds too crazy, it must be made up. Here's Pato Rankin with Heal the World.
Catch the vibes on air and online.
This is Morning Vybez. I'm your host, Kwambox. I got you all the way to 10 a.m. And of course, in this hour of mjadala, manze tumekuwa tukiongea juu ya fake news. Na venye inaudhi maze, inaudhi. Some of you are just really munashare information hata kabla hamja verify. And I know it's okay. You want to be the first one to break the news. You want to be the cool one when unajuanga mavitu. Kama unataka kwa ule msee mcool mwenye unajuanga mavitu, then I want you to pride yourself in verifying the information. Ukiona msee mazee amepost vitu hapo zenye ni fake, call that person out. Let them know that, by the way, hii story ulitoa wapi? Hii site ni fake. Hii story ni fake. And kindly, before you share such information, verify it. It's important that we keep ourselves to account. We hold ourselves to account, especially with the content that we share. Unafikiri tu umepost kitu hapo online, you've tweeted, you only have 2 followers. Those 2 followers retweet to their 17 followers. Those 17 retweet. Before you know it, kuna msee Iran amesikia that changa ndio the cure for corona. Mazee amekunywa hiyo kitu because you started the chain. Hii mazee hii kitu mbaya ilienda around mazee. Hii kitu haifai kuwa na chain. Fake news hakuna chain. Unaniget? So let's be our brother's keepers. Let's verify the information. And I've said it, when you find a story is utterly crazy. Unajua ile story yani ni moto. Baka unasikia umeamka umekimbia out of your house kwenda kuonesha neighbor. Hebu jiulize. Story, and I've given you the tips, and they're very simple. First, if it's just a headline ndio imekubamba na haina the full story, forget about it. You have to dig deeper ndio uone journalist alikuwa anatoka wapi na hii, ame reference nani, ame quote nani, hii site ni gani, you know, hii site ni normal ama ni zile tu yani sijui normal.co.ke umefungua hapo si Kenyans sijui kuna site zingine tu za wana. Yeah, you have to check. If you're looking for information and you want to be that kind of person who shares, you know, hey, mazi umesikia, then go to very trusted sites. Go to the CNNs, go to the BBCs, go to the standardmedia.co.ke. But avoid zile blogs zenye beshte yako amefungua hapo na cook story hapo kwa bedroom yake. And you find the person who's actually making these stories. Nimse kichali kingine kiko kwa bedroom nini bed sitter, kimeka na 2 boxers, ka mattress kwa floor, na ile container ya 20 liter, kinasikiza Vybez Radio na kina cook 2 story hapo kwa internet. You know, and internet news spreads so fast. And why we're having this conversation is because the World Health Organization is really crying out for help, asking citizens of the world, please be vigilant with fake news. Sasa endo waambie neighbor yako amekuwa akisikiza ile station yenye na boba la kwa hapa Vybez Radio. You know what? That's been a very interesting conversation. I hope you learned a thing or two. I'm just here to do my part and ensure that each and every one of us is also doing their part.
Catch the vibes on air and online.